Hey everybody, Adam Savage, and I'm in a really special place. Megan, tell me where we are.
Absolutely. So we are in the Cecil B. DeMille Reading Room at the Margaret Herrick Library. The library is part of the Academy Collection. So that is 52 million pieces, the largest film-related collection in the world.
52, okay, I knew it was big. I did not know 52 million.
So the Academy Library was actually formed in 1928, 1 year after the Academy was founded.
I did not realize.
And we hold over 2,000 archival collections.
2,000 collections?
Collections.
Not 2,000 pieces.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
So in addition to our core holdings, we also have, as part of our special collections materials, manuscripts, photographs, and graphic arts materials. So to give you a sense of those holdings, we thought we would do a deep dive today. Blade Runner.
You've gone right to my heart. It is one of my all-time favorite movies, and I'm going to say, this might be controversial, but like, I don't think in film history there is a better, more complete world building within a science fiction frame than Blade Runner.
I think that's a worthy argument.
I think it's so spectacular, and I mean, we've been talking about different parts of your collection here, but every film is a collaboration of so many hundreds and sometimes thousands of artisans. And here we have this amazing this collaboration between Ridley Scott and specifically Syd Mead, right?
Yes.
These are some of his earliest concept drawings of the spinner, am I right?
Exactly, and so we are fortunate enough actually to have these drawings dated.
June 1980. Oh yeah, 6'4". Okay, so great, 6'3", 6'4", 6'6". This is all drawn during a couple of weeks.
Yes, so when Syd Mead, who was originally an industrial designer, but was hired by Ridley, he's actually credited in the film as, his title is a visual futurist, which I think is just the best credit
right?
in film history.
The best job title.
But yes, as part of our production artwork collection, these are Syd Mead's original design drawings for various vehicles. And then we can see these are also photostats of Syd Mead's designs, so going from kind of
the concepts,
early drafts, early concepts, into, to your point, really more world building and getting to see these vehicles in situ.
It's just an incredible outlay. Like these drawings follow a very specific sort of industrial design format of quick marker sketching. This is like part of everybody's education in industrial design school. But it's amazing to me that this is 6'3", 6'4", 6'9", and then here we have 6'22". We've already gone from the sort of broad shapes to a full world building where he's actually describing the packages this car comes with. He's literally writing science fiction to help support the production drawing. That's the part that, like, Syd Mead is just, I haven't seen some of these. This is very famous, and I know this painting incredibly well, the POV from inside the spinner. But stuff like this inside of, I don't know, maybe Zorro's apartment, I've never seen stuff like this. And his ability to, again, we call it world building, but like, this is one illustrator who's impacted, there's an entire city block illustrated here.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you also have some photos of behind the scenes. This is one of my favorite things, is that they used almost the entire Warner Brothers New York set. They called this Ridleyville. And I was just talking to Jon Favreau about the Mandalorian and Grogu, and they built a large exterior set. And I was like, you made Ridleyville. And like every director knows Ridleyville.
Yes, exactly.
They all want to come back to building some fully immersive future set, right? I want to tell you, the other reason I think this film is so beautiful is because no one's ever going to spend that much money on the special effects again, right? Like all of these effect shots were done in camera with multiple passes burned on the same piece of film, no compositing. It just looks so fresh.
Yes, it does. And what I love too, talking about the larger trajectory of film history, to my understanding, so many of the technologies they were employing for Blade Runner have been newly developed with Close Encounters. And so just that collaborative spirit, particularly across the visual effects industry, always in dialogue, always kind of pushing the boundary in the very best way. And these photographs, in fact, come from the records of Cinefantastique magazine.
Oh, amazing. That was what I was reading that got me interested in this stuff. And this is where I get really excited, right? Like, all of these things look great, but somebody has to turn that
Exactly.
into a physical object, right? That's the part that gets, to me, really exciting.
And talking about that creative process too, I think, again, looking across the larger holdings of the library, starting with the concepts of Syd Mead, through, we'll get to share in a bit, then the actual blueprints from production designer Lawrence G. Paul and David Snyder, which then informs the construction of Gene Winfield's. So we just get to get full insight into the creative process.
I thought of, when I had a TV show, I thought of it kind of as a machine that we were all operating the levers of together. That's an insight to me into like how a film is that at just an incredibly giant scale. And not just giant, but also really deep, where, you know, you are envisioning whole worlds and then figuring out how to actually make them extant on the screen. Wow, I don't even know this painting. You are really blowing my mind with the materials that I have not seen for a film I know so incredibly well. I'm curious, Megan, when you obtain pieces like this, say from Cinefantastique, what form does it come into you? Does it come as negatives?
These actually, from the production artwork collection, were received as these photostats.
Gotcha.
For the photographs on display here, these photographs here were originally 4x5 transparencies that then we printed. And the material from the Cinefantastique magazine records were often from press kits, but already printed.
And so when you get these in whatever form, do you have a standard way you digitize, document, and make these available?
Yes, it is an involved process, but as part of our archival cataloging standards, as I mentioned, within special collections, we have 3 main holding types: manuscripts for paper and bound material, photographs, of course, and then graphic arts, which comprise posters and production art. And each type of material necessitates its own form of cataloging and preservation.
Right.
So photographs, particularly, negatives, prints, transparencies, all require unique handling requirements.
Yeah.
Manuscripts are often stored vertically. Production artworks and posters are housed in flat drawers.
Which is an expensive storage solution.
Yes, it is.
Dude, Blade Runner spinner blueprints.
Yes, indeed.
It's so thrilling to see them. I love this. And this is 11/17, so it's like 5.5, 6 months after these drawings.
Exactly.
And now people have to figure out how to make this.
So after then getting to share with you Syd Mead's concept drawings, we're fortunate enough to have, as donated by production designer Lawrence G. Paul, 50 blueprints
50
from Blade Runner with designs by both Paul and then art director David Snyder. So just to share with you 2 of those 50, we have here then, as you said, moving into the plan and elevations for the spinner.
Incredible. This is the part that always amazes me, is the taking of the conceptual and building it and making it actual. And I love this. Note, eye bolts or hydraulic link-up for liftoff effect, as required, see the assistant director. Right? They know they're going to fly this thing at some point. They still haven't figured it out.
Here in the front view, we have the laser weapon system.
Right. Never plays in the film. Yeah, no, I noticed we've got laser weapons. And they still remain one of my favorite science fiction cars in film history.
Absolutely.
They just feel like you see them and you immediately know that they can fly, right? Like there's just no doubt. Okay, what is the second? This I'm very familiar with. I've seen these over the years, but you have a second one that I have not seen.
Yes, so let's dig in. So then again, drawn by Lawrence G. Paul. So here we have elevations for the interior of Rick Deckard's apartment, played by Harrison Ford.
Oh, so this is, wow, each of the wall elevations of his apartment. A pause and an aside of the beautiful graphic design of even their blueprint labels.
May I say, as an archivist of graphic arts, it is such a treat to have a holding where we know the illustrator and we know the date produced. There's nothing I love more than a good title block. It's such a treat. And truly to get to share these with you too, because As you can imagine, particularly for researchers who come to the library, blueprints are not always the most high in demand objects requested.
Sure.
So I'm so glad to have you here to get to see that you love these as much as I do.
Well, not only do I love these, but like, I just want to point out, like, they didn't need to create a graphical system for the labels on the blueprints, but they did.
Absolutely.
Because they were world building and they built out the whole world. Deckard's apartment is such a specific space. It's sort of far out to see all the walls in just their naked elevation.
Exactly. And I would love to know more about why they chose the Ennis house, because it almost has that kind of retrofuturism, kind of cyberpunk element to it that I don't associate with the rest of the film. But I just see those blocks and they're so iconic. And so I think, for anyone who knows Los Angeles, such an iconic piece of architecture.
It really is. And it's of a piece too with the pyramids. There's an aspect to it that feels right.
Very
these
true.
kind of Mayan, these sort of, the giant pyramid of the Tyrrell Tower is of a piece. I was lucky enough to grow up in New York City where in the mid 80s, Blade Runner was always playing at one of the film rep houses. So those of us who loved it would get to see it at least once a year in the theater, right? The VHS was just like to top yourself up between viewings in the theater. Man. Are there other productions in which you also have a bunch of blueprints, or is Blade Runner a little bit rare for you guys?
We have thousands.
Oh, amazing.
Thousands. So we actually are fortunate enough to have the collection of David Snyder. We have the collection of Dean Tavoularis, longtime collaborator with Coppola. And in a bit too, so excited to share with you the collection of Arthur Max, for which we have extensive architectural drawings.
It must be so great for these guys to know that there's a good home for the stuff they've been holding on
That's
to
what
all
we're
those
here
years.
for.
That's incredible. Megan, this is so inspiring. And I mean, I love that you took me from the very earliest virtual ideas to the final physical drawings. It's so beautiful.
And to consider too, with the Academy's film archive, then we preserve the moving image as well. So we're really here for the entirety of it.
It's so inspiring.
I can't believe you stuck it out till the end. Well, now that you're here, let's talk about some of the cool stuff we have at adamsavage.com, our merch site. We make stuff for makers, and one of the most important tools a maker possesses is, of course, their laptop. That's why this year we are making 2 laptop sleeves, a large and a small, to protect your precious cargo. Like all of our products, they're made of upcycled materials, manufactured in the United States. And on each of these models, we have included a new feature, which is like my new favorite thing in the world, is this pencil holder with a rubber stamp of my name here. This is inspired by the NASA astronauts' name labels on the Apollo astronauts. And there's one on both sizes. Get yours today at adamsavage.com.